All right, good evening, everyone. Where is my OBS? There it is. So we are loading iRacing. Oh dear. Hi Dan. Hi Mario. Dan. Look, you know the deal, right? Tell me the dates for Le Mans Virtual Series, and if they are close enough to the now, then I don't have to do iRacing, right? Thank you, Davi. We will have 3 very interesting races today. I've done one of these iRacing Road Atlanta sprints 2 hours ago, and for some reason there is like crazy amount of people doing this. I've been doing this same series, so this is GT Sprint with open setups. And it was at Suzuka last time. And there wasn't really that much of crazy competition, but this time it's insane. Like I qualified for 22nd, well, still made it to split 1, which is nice. Qualified 22nd, finished 16th, still gained a little bit of I rating, but just the amount of high rated I racers was absolutely insane. Alright. Hi, Joao. So, you know what, like this Acura GT3 that we are driving today is not too bad. It's kind of drivable. It's not doing that many weird iRacing things, even though it's still iRacing in the end. Like this corner is the weirdest, because like it's a hairpin, but you mustn't really turn in. And I've already artificially increased the wheel range. But yeah, I have 4.4k I rating, and probably I'll be now one of the lowest rated if I even make it split 1. Let's see. Anyway, after this we go straight to Le Mans Ultimate. Let's practice the pit entry once more. Maybe not. So I suppose we made it into split 1. 29th though. Maybe I'm the last in split 1 by rating. Interesting. Alright, well, if everything is working fine, OBS is alive, I have this chat opened. I'm always extra nervous when I open iRacing. Just feels like everything will go wrong. Either way. We're qualifying. Hi Francisca, I will be doing 1 iRacing race and 2 Le Mans Ultimate races. And well, I still have the plan to farm big amounts of I rating. And I like this track, it's kind of enjoyable, even in iRacing. Anyway, 2 laps, let's go.
green. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Yeah, grass in iracing is huge grip. LMU is a lot better for me, but there is a lot less content in it at the moment. And too little esports competitions. So we need to resort to some iRacing as well.
One more lap.
No, 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 no. RIP. Well, welcome to iRacing. I've done that like 1 or 2 times in practice, but I was gaining 4 tenths. That would have been a nice quali. Would have been like 17.5. Anyway, I still matched my quali lap from previous race, so
Have about 1 lap of fuel left.
how goes it? It goes around the wrong axis, hyper. So the temperature just keeps building up in such a non-intuitive way until it just gives up, and that's the iRacing way of things, and it's just broken and not fun. But have to accept it and learn it, and then if you are below the limit, then it's fine. Joao, I have driven it, yes. Trying to remember, I don't think we have done really a competition with it. It was just in the competition system. That's not the best way to enter the pits as well.
The way you're driving. Your lap times will be deleted until you reset the car and try again.
I don't know why
3, 2, 1.
iRacing
here.
always
Chicken flag,
black
chicken
flags
flag.
if you enter the pits in quali. But the M4 class in RF2 is kind of a weird car. Very powerful aero. Cinematic crash video. Well, if it was the one that was on my YouTube and shared Instagram with Jesper, then I saw it, yes. Joao, I don't have a setup. I just remember a Laguna Seca race in the RF2 online system before LMU went alive. And I remember trying to go for very low ride heights. And I was like a second of pace because you have to nail the aero. Like with a lot of rear ride height, you just get so much downforce that yeah, you have to do it correctly. Johan Cursion, no, I have not seen that one yet. But I mean, I saw the replay from all the angles, but I will check after the stream. What car is best in LMU to drive a 24 race? Well, for sure an LMDH car. I mean, we had 2 hours 40 minutes at Le Mans on Sunday. And I drove the BMW, and I would not take any other car, to be honest. Wait, do I have to kind of hide when I'm loading the setup? Not sure how iracing works and what it leaks when I'm loading. Guess I wouldn't have to do that. Well, there is no 24-hour races yet, but I mean, you could do it, but you would have to do it alone or or through the like co-op mode if it was in there. Get 3 drivers in the team, but it never was a competition. Right, so where did we make it? 24th. Okay. So I was gaining 4 tenths after 3 corners. I would have been there. Like I can do top 10, I think. I just have to stop thinking in the normal way of things when it goes to tire temp. I need to learn that the temperature builds up and then it just snaps. I would be in this nice big gap, I think. P9. I will do like 20 of these races in this week. Like I will not stream, but I will have to keep doing it to grind, so slowly but surely I will get somewhere. 16.9 though, that's a crazy lap.
1 to go, next time by. Line up on the left side. Closed, pit road is closed.
No replace and fuel is, I hope, correct. Ah, copy Kiran. Yeah, I saw him in the previous race as well and he had pole position, I think. Thank you, Francisca. What is that insufficient data in auto fuel? Like, I have never seen that in iRacing. Anyway, I guess doesn't matter. So now if it's anything like previous race, the spotter will start shouting.
Catch up 18, car. Catch up 8, car. Catch up 9, car. Catch up 4, car. Catch up 10, car.
Yes, catch every car. I don't know why it's doing that, but alright. Oh, I have a bit of input lag or latency. 89, 90 FPS. Not great. Anyway, full formation around here. Not sure why. Back straight would be a very good spot for a quick formation.
Catch up 19, car.
It's funny in these formation laps in iRacing, some people like keep swerving around and some are just going straight and it doesn't like it. Sometimes the best rated at the front don't do it, sometimes all do it, sometimes half of them do it. I don't understand. Maybe it's just marginal improvement in grip, so people are too lazy to keep weaving. It doesn't do anything in iRacing, copy. Yeah, about highlight videos, at the moment it's just lack of, I don't know, lack of time or lack of manpower. Like I would have to have kind of like full-time editor just for me. Just to get all the content done. Like we have an editor with Rafa, but it's not just me, it's he has a lot of work to do, so anyway,
About to go green.
about to go green indeed. That's it. That's not it. That's it. No.
Green flag, green flag.
Just iracing things or what? I don't know.
Car right. Clear.
Messed up the exit, of course, but I really don't understand what these tires want from me at low speed. There is just no feedback at all. When you turn a bit too much and suddenly the front disappears. So confused.
Car right. Clear.
Did that car box or... Oh, he spun around. Well, into P20. Oh dear. What? Into P21. I don't get it, like... I was leaning so little on the tire and it just gave up. You know, things that worst-rated people in Split 1 suffer from. I will get there. iRacing things indeed. Now the issue is that everyone is so like well rated that it's gonna be basically a train for the whole race, but there is a pit stop. Things will happen around the pit stop. I don't know if it's trying to overtake the rear or what. Like, I hear sounds from the rear, the car is doing some weird things, but it's understeering. And now that the tires are loud again, but it didn't feel like it's trying to kill me.
New fast flat for you.
I just keep getting surprised by how well iRacing tires eat the curbs. Almost feels like the lateral physics is decoupled from the vertical physics. as if both grip levels didn't really affect each other. Joao happens sometimes. Partly because it's the job that I have to do for the team, but also partly because, well, Le Mans Ultimate only has 10 or 11 tracks and sometimes I want to race something else. I suppose it would be more fun to watch if I streamed, like if I actually battled from top 5 here. Well, eventually that should happen. But at the moment I'm just trying to survive with a good pace. Shame I didn't stream Suzuka when I won Split 1, but there was so much less competition than today. Yeah, the plan is to do some top splits in the special events in the long run. Like Rafa Racing Club is partner with IMSA and they are both kind of partner with iRacing, so like there are big connections and it would be appropriate if there was also Rafa Esports performing well in iRacing, but obviously we started more at Le Mans virtual side of things, which has been delayed and so on. Let's see what the future brings. Thank you for the subs. The Lambo having issues there, or is that a Lambo? No, that's Acura. Imola Weekly, it's gonna be probably difficult, but I was thinking of it. I don't know why, like about BMW. I just took BMW, I like to drive it. I mean, I raced McLaren a lot, but I just want to extract more pace or learn to extract more pace from BMW. I mean, I am kind of part of Himo setups, but not really. I've done setups for them like half a year ago, or even like 8 months before. But after that, not anymore.
Car on your left.
Well, that's a freebie, maybe.
Clear
If
on
we
the left.
survive, we survived. What a weird moment he had there. Was waiting for that dive bomb to go wrong from the other car. That's a cut, nice. Nobody wants to be P20 or what? I made a mistake and lost the position, now I got it back. Need to get into some kind of slipstream. Ah, what TC settings? To be honest, I have not tried yet. Maybe like, what was it, 414? Quite low. I think I used something like that last time. I kind of should have pace to stay with that train ahead, or like to catch it first. Well, for TC in LMU, like just keep decreasing it and then find the point at which you feel too much of rear twitchiness. Hi, Ayus. This iRacing just requires so much more of my brain. I just have no idea what the car is gonna do, so I have to keep thinking hard when I'm driving. In LMU I can talk and think and do whatever I want because I just feel everything and can react easily. But here I just have no idea. That would be a fun study, comparing talkativity of LMU streamers and iRacing streamers. Although the sample sizes would be an issue probably, because LMU is so much smaller. Yeah, what is a tire? Quite a train forming head. Well, I use, as I said many times, is he disappearing or what? Okay. As I said many times, I have to grind high rating, farm high rating, whatever is the word. And then I understand that most of my viewership doesn't really appreciate iRacing, but at the same time my main job is being sim racer for Rafa, right? So if I'm required to go quick in iRacing, I will go quick in iRacing. If that's for the moment more important than just maximum viewership. But I mean, races here, like racing is still racing, the races are still, like, can be fun. I mean, if I didn't mess up qualifying, I would be now holding on for my dear life in top 10 potentially. But now I'm kind of trying to fuel save as much as I can to make it actually 6 laps. And then to have to refuel less.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
And then let's see what the 4 guys ahead are doing. Yeah, I agree that the racing in iRacing is pretty dull. It's hard to go and make a move because there is big chance of some kind of a contact or like just tires disintegrating when you're trying to go deeper into a corner to make the pass. Just like the grip dynamic is way more stale, kind of. Would be so nice if all those guys ahead kind of box and then battle while I stay out. Why I stay out longer? Let's see. Alright, Hyper. That's a bit deep. If I only could feel what the ABS is doing. Yeah, the big plan for iRacing for February is to do the 12 hours of Bathurst. And we would be doing it probably with this car, so the more laps I can get in, the better. Even if it's different tracks. Well, back into the slipstream. Yeah, unfortunately, Hyper. But that should change. No idea if I have to V-shape or U-shape or whatever to in the hairpins. Well, Hyper, I kind of expected it to be like that. We can survive for a bit longer.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
Ooh. Took a cut for that, but Alright.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
That was a big cut. Luckily no slowdown.
Pit box in 10,
Could have cut the entry a bit better.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. Okay, punch it.
Into 16th, nice. Quite big gaps behind. I mean, I'm not here for P16, right? But with such a competition and such a high strength of field, I have to be happy with even gaining some I rating. Herman, it's... I mean, it's hard to make it like relatively to LMU. It's not great, but there are some things it's doing better. Like it's actually easier to drive if you know where the limit is, or like if you keep staying under the limit, then it's just like on rails and it's all good. And it's eating the curb so well, and it's just kind of linear and kind of responsive, even though you don't really feel what's going on. It grips well, but it's much less dynamic at the same time. I mean, that's the same thing, right? LMU is much more dynamic. Ooh. Well, I did the mistakes in quali, others are doing it in the race. It's so weird how the rear temps just keep saturating through sector 1, and then at some point the rear just decides, well, grip off, around you go. And Davi, about LME not giving a real roadmap, I think they kind of gave the roadmap now. Like 2 more releases that are free if you have the season pass, and then one time you get 3 GTs, GT3s, the other time you get the Lusail track and 2 remaining GT3s. And the driver swaps and liveries and stuff like that, like it's... I don't know. Seems to me pretty straightforward, like they have to release the 24 content and the necessary features till May. Then maybe 1 or 2 more patches and you have a game that's out of early access. And then you push the marketing at the real Le Mans 24 in the summer. And then for sure they will want to do the 25 season as well. Will require much less content, like, I don't know, it feels pretty clear to me. 25 content would just be like 2 cars and some liveries. Not sure where they posted. I saw on Steam for sure, but probably in Discord as well, or maybe... Ooh. No, okay. Was that another freebie? Interesting. Oh, that was too much grass. But you have to take some of it, I think, to open up the corner. 24 hours of Le Mans Virtual? I don't think so. Too big of a risk. I think they will do some smaller competitions first. I really have to pick up the pace, do consistent 18 zeros, otherwise P15 is gonna eat me alive. Yeah, a hissy fit from another Verstappen would for sure come. I mean, for all the iRacing fans and all the people that are living out of iRacing, having a successful LMU is a pretty bad thing, right? Stealing some of their show. So they will always find the opportunity to expose. I mean, I kind of like to do the same every time that I feel like there is something bad with iRacing physics. I try to speak as much about it as possible. It's just how it is. Well, if he hasn't had great iRacing races, I don't know. Like the last one I watched was Daytona, where he destroyed himself in turn 1. Well, not just himself. So probably he's not blaming iRacing too much for that. Hi Marvin.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
Well, I hope it's 2 more laps, not more. Nice freeze. Lost a couple of frames there. Yeah, I have more stuttering and screen tearing and stuff like that in iRacing than in LMU, and I cannot fix it. I went through quite some tutorials and changed the graphic settings, but every now and then I just get a big screen freeze.
White flag, white flag.
That's a nice flag. Yeah, fuel is good.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Oh, 4 more minutes and then have to join the server for LMGT3 Fixed Championship Round 1. .9, beating my quali lap in the last lap of the race.
There's the flag. It's over.
Well, I'm happy with that. Started 24th, finished 14th, gained 35 I rating despite completely butchering my quali. I guess I will indeed have some fun while not streaming in the next days, doing like 4 of these per day and finishing up on 6k I rating or something. I don't know, let's see. Nicolini, I spun in quali. Anyway, I guess it's kind of big grid. Anyway, really quick. Yes, I don't care about the replay. Uh, let's quickly open LMU, and let's open the race results. It's so easy to lose SR in iRacing, and then in LMU it's so difficult to lose it. In LMU you like cut like crazy, hit a lot of stuff, you still gain, but here like 6 cuts and it goes negative. Race lab can be closed, thank you. 1 minute to go, beautiful. Oh, the McLarens will eat me alive. So where are the results? Hello? Ah, iRacing, yeah. Plus 34. Wait, that's... I think it was 35 in game. I think that's kind of rounding down. I don't know. Strength of field 5.4k. Well, 4.7 I rating makes you go before. Have to do that in the next days, I suppose. Plus 98. Oof. Looking forward. If I can win some... if I can maybe get some top 5. Either way, let's close. And we are joining something that's supposedly more fun to drive. Hi, Dragos. You don't know if I see this about Verstappen on purpose. Ah, you mean Daytona. I mean, in my view, like it's never on purpose. Like it's really difficult to make an incident on purpose to not look like it's on purpose. Like if you have purpose, it's gonna be very obvious. But what you can do is see a gap, know that the opponent is really a tricky one, that preferably DNFs or something, and then you just know, well, I have all the incentive to go full aggressive, and if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. So he sent it. He got like a bit of a snap and then crashed with the poor Williams guy. I'm Londi. He rammed the Williams okay, I was missing that. Well, about the link, I mean, I guess... not sure if YouTube filters out links from the chat or not, but I mean, I need to do some laps now. Anyway, I guess a bit less TC. A bit less ABS. A bit... what was the max pedal force? Like around 90 the last time I drove. Everything else is fixed. So let's drive. And let's have some FFB. Ooh. It's so strange. Doing some iRacing and then going here, you immediately get, even when the tires are so cold, you get just flooded by all the details and all the feeling of the car. So nice. Yeah, if you have 100 VDC, then whatever you do is kind of acceptable. It's just, yeah, it's sports, you know. There is a lot of things that Max says and does correctly, but randomly there are moments where it feels like he's still 14 years old and he has not learned how to behave, and like, I mean, feels like he's above everything else, so he can just do whatever he wants, but yeah, it doesn't... doesn't seem good what he does sometimes for nobody. And this tarmac here I figured out. They made it more bumpy, but they made it like, I don't know, 10-20% more bumpy. And it's still drivable in GT3s, so that's a bit of a shame. So yeah, I'm racing in this. Well, it's new season 2 of this championships, and I have registered for the LM GT3 fixed. That is, well, it's, I think you can do it 3 times per week, but I'll be doing it on Tuesdays because I normally stream on Tuesday these daily races, so it fits well and I don't have to care about setups because it's fixed and all the stuff like that. With what screen model? It's 49-inch Samsung. ...144Hz and 1080p. I was considering taking the Corvette for this, but before we get big update with potentially fixed tires, that car is just so difficult to drive. But I really enjoy the BMW. Well, I don't enjoy this understeer here, but it drives nicely, so I just took it again. I want to drive it more. Well, I guess I will watch Max versus Williams after the stream. Deleted Twitch. Oof. Alright, Francisca, have a nice weekend. No, nice evening. Nice English moment. Yeah, Graham, it's well, it's the only front-engined car, so it's a lot different. The front is solid. It was really good to watch James Baldwin's video when he compared the McLaren and the BMW in real life and talk about how the cars behave in real life. And then, well, he compared them to ACC, and he said that there are the same things that you need to adjust when you switch between cars, which is really, really cool. And of course, I mean, it applies the same for LMU. The McLaren in high speed has a bit of a lack of front, but the rear keeps snapping. But the BMW is just more solid, but the rear is kind of twitching around a bit more. But the front just has more grip. And I really like that balance. I think the TC is still too harsh. I don't know, 313. No, yeah, I said correctly. It's just, there is so much of this push understeer on the exit that TC is just irrelevant. Right, 10 minutes quali. And actually, it's like 6 laps. 7. I'm just gonna take 20 liters. And Interlagos is so easy on tires that it takes ages to get any temperature into them, so quali is just keep driving and best laps will be at the end. Hi Shark. That's a good question. So I'm looking actually at, not sure how to, like this value here, like it's last and then it's 0 of 36 or 37, and I figured out that the lap of the stint, which is in a single stint race also lap of the race. But yeah, I'm yet to fully dial in all the settings in the way I want with the overlay. Although I think the overlay in the game is not finished yet. They are still working on it, so there might be something from LMU itself after the updates in the near future. Let's see. Okay then. Guess I need to do like a 34. The McLaren is a nice car when you have a good setup for it, when everything is stabilized, but it's just so difficult to set it up. Like for this corner here, it's just so unstable that the only way I could make it drivable was to introduce huge front corner backers. I mean, there is no third backer, so I don't have to use the word corner, but yeah, especially the front left backer had to be quite massive, so the car was leaning onto it, losing the grip, but keeping it stable. Ah, push understeer. Well, anyway, it's lap 1, so tire temp is not there yet, so doesn't matter. It's gonna take 2 more laps at least. 36.8, oof. I mean, 2.8 of pace. I don't think I have lost 2.8 on the lap. I think there could be potentially a slight BOP problem. I mean, in season 1, round 1 was at Kota and the McLaren was like literally 2.5 per lap faster there. But in other tracks it was more competitive, the BMW. So brake bias at the moment, I had it 49.0. quite hit the apex. Well, I hope I can eventually make it into 34s, but the McLarens are in the 33s. Hi Fabio. Yeah, maybe a bit more than a slight bop problem. Let's see. Well, this lap is not it, but 2 more attempts. It's actually funny how that surface, which has been made more bumpy, that shouldn't really be used, on the right side, it still has enough grip, but the best thing about it is that if you use it correctly, it kind of flicks the rear into the apex a bit, so it helps with the rotation even. Was about to make a 34. The exits are just more more closed than it feels like with this car. Well, last chance. Well, it's gonna be an improvement, but gonna be 1.5 of pace. This is worse than in iRacing. My career is over. No, it's just... I'm not even the best BMW. Cannot blame VOP. I did overfuel by 3 liters, but that's nothing I can blame. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there might be slight issues with the car, maybe not. Let's see. BOP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a couple of Ferraris, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kieran with 33 too. Yeah, I mean it's fixed setup, right? So it is what it is. Now we have 45-minute race. Gonna be 94s, let's say. 29 laps for BMW, maybe 28 for McLaren. Hi Carlos, thank you. I will have Hypercar after this, like if this finishes early enough. So 40... wait. Nah, it should be fine, just in time. In 55 minutes the WEC Xperience starts and I'm gonna sign up with Hypercar for that. Why are we still in quali? Anyway, that 13th, that was a good lap. I didn't really have much more in it. I mean, I wanted to check Motec, but we will see. We will see in Tiny Paddle. I guess we don't have to box for this. 45 should be easy. .34.5. I mean, you know, Yankash, it depends on the real road and on the track temp, because now it actually took like 6 laps to get tires anywhere. Yep, you need something like that. But without that, you cannot win in LMU. Either way, I did put my fuel ratio. I mean, that was a default ratio. A very nice default ratio, but I have no idea what we actually need. But the default ones are normally where they should be. Wait, do you have too much fuel? 3 times 29. No. It was energy. 33. Maybe I even overfueled. Anyway, I will see. Well, guys, in iRacing we went in split 1 from 24th to 14th. Let's see what we can do in LMU from 15th. With arguably maybe a bit worse BOP than in iRacing, because the Acura in iRacing is good. Off we go. Unlucky. Unlucky, lucky, unlucky. Both at the same time. Oof. I saw that in the radar. If I didn't have the radar, I would not be anticipating it and I would be around now. Can just carry so much more speed by opening up the corner. Oof. Thought I was late on the brakes, but it just went so much deeper. What? Where did I got the track limit? Nice ABS moment. Where is he braking? I didn't want to go for that, but he just stopped the car. What is... so it's top speed. It's not a corner problem. The McLarens are just going fast on the straights. Okay, I don't quite understand what's going on there with that McLaren, but I'm scared. Look at that acceleration. I don't even want to defend. Wreckfest indeed. Well done. I hope I not. I hope I don't have to report. What's that LMP2 or what? Like, what's that BOP? I mean, I know that it's not like a top speed issue between cars because at Le Mans they are equally matched, but like what is going on here? They're just like 10 kph quicker. What should I do? Okay, I'm reporting. Dan, get the... I'm reporting 2 people. Did he do an unsafe rejoin there? I think it was fine. Well, I suppose this is like those races where LMP2s start ahead and at the start you kind of get mixed along them. I'm gonna finish worse than in iRacing. But well, I wanted to say get mixed among LMP2s, but eventually they make their way through and then you are just on your own with GTEs or GT3s. Here it's like that, just instead of LMP2s you have the McLarens. GT4. I mean, I don't know, I have more fun than if I was just driving into the distance with 1 second per lap advantage. He doesn't want the apex. I'm really confused though, because the setup, like it's impossible to make a setup that bad to be 1.5 of pace, and the BMW, it doesn't feel bad, it feels good, it rotates fine. It stops fine. Exit is a bit understeery like you would expect from a fixed setup race, but I don't feel any particular issue with the car, with the balance. It's just incredibly off pace compared to the McLaren. Nice catch ahead. No, but that moment with the McLaren, like as Dan said, it was inevitable, the way that the race was going. You can only avoid somebody who is actively trying to crash you out, or who is even bumping you on the straight. You can only avoid him that many times before inevitably a nose gets stuck in an unexpected place. Fiat multipla engine, copy. I mean, that Fiat multipla engine is fast at Le Mans. It's just weird that the BOP is just so different between tracks, and like, at least the hypercars have per track BOP. So I don't know why that doesn't get fixed with the GT3s. Anyway, it's 6 race championship, and the one worst result is excluded. And I can do this race 2 more times if I want, but like I don't really want to. It's just power, right? I mean, I think when speed builds up, they're kind of equal on top speed. Nice slip angle. But it's just the early acceleration. Feels like I can just overturn the front too much and it doesn't lose the grip. Well, that's the trait of these December tires. Hopefully it gets fixed sooner rather than later. Alright, he's not defending. Just need one more position and then I am tied with my iracing race result. Oh dear. Yeah, honey, it's like that, but I just don't understand. It never felt like that. Like when you're racing around Le Mans, you obviously feel that McLaren has a bit more traction and everything, but it's just like a small nuance. Here it just actually feels like a different class car. Really confused how that can happen on fixed setups. Or is it something with the elevation of Interlagos, and then the McLaren V8 has better response to lower air density? Probably the physics doesn't go that deep. Well, the BMW is turbo, right? But McLaren, I mean, are they all turbos? And then I guess, no, I don't know. Does the turbo struggle more in lower density? Yeah, I mean the turbo should help with squeezing together air, right? So yeah, William, that makes sense. I don't know. I would accept everything if it was within half a second, but knowing how difficult it is to produce a setup that's like half a second faster. Like if you have a good setup, you cannot really gain more than half a second with further optimization. You can gain a lot by driving better. Most of the time is in the driving, to be honest. It has been in RF2 always like that. But the pace difference felt like 1.5 to McLaren. Yeah, I will stop crying about it, but I just try to find any ideas why that could be happening while trying to catch that Ferrari. Yeah, Hyper, I suppose. I tried golfing once. I thought it would be kind of easy at least to kind of hit the golfing ball. But I had like... I felt so utterly useless. It felt like I would have to like practice for a month just to very vaguely know which direction or how far the ball is gonna go. I don't know. Road Atlanta result, I mean... I hope I can match it. I mean, I think I have the pace to catch that P14 ahead of me. But more than that, not gonna be easy. Unless incidents happen. I mean, P12 is a bit slow. But the balance of this car is just so pleasant. I don't know what is it, but it's just like the rear kind of doesn't have as much grip as it should, but it just makes it rotate a bit better. And the front is solid and everything. Just hit a few thousand golf balls. Maybe one day. Let's see. We don't really have a golfing culture here in Slovenia. Well, there is a big golfing place nearby, but it's made on the top of the old, what's the word, garbage site, like where they deposited the garbage. And then people are saying that it's kind of emitting unhealthy fumes and stuff like that. Landfill, yes, it's landfill. Well, it's called more clever here, like it's a regional center for recycling of waste or something like that. Because they're not just dumping stuff, but it's actually like high tech, and they're producing like energy out of the trash by harvesting the gases, and yeah, I don't know. They are doing some science. So that's nice. And about DR, it's ×3 for this, right? Yeah, might be going a bit down today, but I don't really care too much. Like gold 2 is like nice to have, but if I lose it today, I'm gonna get it back another day. Now they had a big battle for P13, so maybe I can gain 2 more positions if things go well. Well done. Maybe you should have split the DR into grids of different classes. One for the McLarens, one for others. To be honest, there should be same system for Vanval and Glickenhaus, right? Nobody's driving them because it's just DR loss. But if they actually were classified as kind of a different subclass, it would maybe some people would take them. Alright, there was like Vanval and Glickenhaus Cup in the dailies long ago. That was fun. Like I would love to drive the Glickenhaus especially, it's a really fun car. Oh, that's a Viber racing line, interesting. But yeah, there is just no opportunity to race the Glick. Dan, you mean the online championship, the fourth one? I don't know how is it called. I mean, one can take Glick for that championship, but it's not gonna be top 20. But look, Ferrari is having same acceleration. It's just McLaren that suddenly has 50 more horsepower. matching my iRacing result now. 18 minutes to beat it. The ABS is interesting. In the McLaren, if you're this deep into ABS, you're not gonna rotate. But in this car, it feels like that. Even if you hear like that from ABS into hairpin, it actually produces rear rotation with trail braking. It behaves differently. And Mr. Radici, if that's the pronunciation, is doing a very good job holding on for P11 in the BMW. So I guess I had the chance of a top 10 if that contact didn't happen. I just noticed now that the oil and water temp are not showing anything. Not sure if that's a bug or if the BMW actually doesn't export the data. But how do you even BOP a car to eliminate 1.5 seconds of a gap? Like, that's a huge gap. Would actually have to do like minus 20 horsepower plus 40 kilo. Or something crazy like that. Interesting crystals. I could see oil and water temp every time before. Although I remember in RF2 the GT3s are kind of like they have the sensors locked, like you cannot see anything in Motec. Actually, you cannot. Yeah, I remember in SimHub it was not showing even. GT3s just weren't showing the engine temperatures in SimHub. Yeah, really not sure exactly how it is. Second gear is alright if you cut that run off a bit. And it seems like I'm not getting cuts. These LMGT3s are just so weak that it actually starts making sense to shortcut the straights. Good car positioning from the Ferrari. Yeah, Hyper. I check the last lap time on the overlay every now and then, and I'm crying on the inside. I don't know why he's not taking all the roads there. He's leaving so much lap time on the table. And then I get too close too soon for a good slipstream. Uppsala. But yeah, it's exactly the same as it was at Kota. It was just impossible, the pace of the McLarens, just another class. And now I'm a bit too far. Need to be just a bit closer, but not too close. Yeah, Jean, I see. Then again, on some other tracks the BMW is just better. Although, I don't know, is it really better? Like at Spa it's really good, at Le Mans it's good, but it's never really the fastest. It's competitive on some tracks, but not overpowered, I think. But like, this BMW, every time, or like all the time in RF2, ever since these BMWs were released, they always had kind of a BOP problem. Nobody could ever BOP them in such a way that... okay, Redline made them work in Le Mans Virtual Series. They won with the BMW, so that's fair enough. But in all other esports competitions it was always like something not quite working with the BMW. I'm kind of close enough now, but not really. Time is running out. slightly too close, but one short shift should do the job. Nah, I'm too close. Or maybe. Try this, but can I defend? That move around the outside shouldn't really have worked, but potentially... Well, let's not kill myself now. Potentially I just surprised the Ferrari guy. He didn't expect me, so he was preparing to defend on the exit. There should be 2 laps to go, right? I'm a minute down on the leader. There is a McLaren behind. Oh no. Good evening, Tom. It's been a long race. Well, there is a bit of damage, but it's nothing... well, it's not real damage, it's just a bit of traded paint. I won't even have time to check the replay because I have to sign up for the next race. Should be in 5 minutes. But well, after that one I will load this replay once more and see what was the issue. And if there is anything I have to report. Because it felt kind of malicious. Probably not straightforward ban or something. But I'm a bit annoyed, like, not about myself, but like people expect a good BOP and they sign up for a championship and then they have this BMW that's actually like 1.5 seconds of pace on this track. Like it's not realistic, it's not explainable, and then people get frustrated with that. and they will not do the championship anymore because they feel like that now for every race the BMW is off pace. I don't know. Feels like there should have been better job done to BOP the cars better for each track. Because like I know the hypercars are pretty well BOP'd, at least well before the December upgrade or update on the tires, which made LMDH cars better. Actually, I have a little bit of time. No, do I have? Okay, just here. Well, you just trammed me off. And what's that? Like, you guys have McLarens, you have LMP2 effectively, and then you kill me 2 times. No, you see, it's like it's difficult to race with these cars because the BOB is just so out of place that they expect me to carry more speed through the corners, but I cannot because it's just 1.5 slower. I haven't been mugged like that yet by 2 cars. Ooh, rain. So we have 2 Toyotas at the top. And that was... Ooh, practice... Ooh, that's a lot of wetness. Hypercar. Is that a Peugeot moment? Should I get absolutely destroyed on BOP and just race with... It's gonna be so slow. That car is hopeless. Although, you know what? Today is a hopeless day. Let's see what happens. Let's hope there is a lot of rain. Anyway, down to gold 1. So I have 1 minute and a half to check my rating. Alpine, I fear unregistering now. But McLaren. And is it coincidence that there are 4 red McLarens at the top and then the other McLarens? What a BOP. And then all the BMWs accumulated at the bottom and a little bit of a nice mix in the middle. That was good performance there by Alex. What was the rank breakdown? I guess like -20. Yeah, 17.7. Could be worse. Oh, we have Mabix Racing in the Toyota as well. Nobody having fun with Peugeots anymore or what? Isota, ooh. I hope I'm not Silver Fury after this round. Anyway. But you know what? Look, 114 drivers. That's kind of a number that average series in iRacing gets. Like, that's kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 splits in iRacing. Oh, not 8. Maybe in Mazdas. But like, yeah. 5, 6 splits. And this is intermediate race. This is not even the beginner. Because I was thinking how... Like, I mean, iRacing has like 10k players all the time, and then LMU has between like 500 to 1,500. But in iRacing, people are just so spread around and then like many of them are in the ovals, and that kind of just doesn't count from some kind of a perspective. Just kind of have a different game within. And then suddenly if you start counting only the road cars, suddenly iRacing doesn't really have that much of advantage over LMU when it comes to player numbers. Either way, let's see how doomed we are here. I don't remember what to do with the brakes on this car. How wet is it? Oh! Forecast. Where is the rain? Forecast cloudy and light rain. Yeah, let me try to fix this camera. But I remember now it never really went that far. But looks like they fixed it. That's nice. iOS, I liked high school. I don't have... I have good memories of it. I really need a lot of rain here, otherwise I'm completely doomed. I mean, it's not like Glickenhaus level of doomed. Or BMW GT3 levels of doomed, but... Let's see. You think the rain is bugged like on Sunday? I hope not. Oh, that's so quick now. Have to readjust my brain. Well, I use... When you are 30 plus... I don't know. I would prefer still to be... to have first number at 2, let's say. But time is time. Copy, Andrew. So there is... well, I'm in trouble then. I mean, maybe it's like 50-50 chance. And it will actually rain. Ah, I remember one thing now. Front air B1, rear air B7. Rotation. So this is times 2 fuel. 8-minute quali, so let's say 5 laps. What is that, 30 liters again? Potentially. Can I adjust? I cannot adjust ARBs. I think that 7 was too aggressive, gonna go with 5. Well, I mean... Missing being a teenager, like... How can I say it? If there was even a chance to go back to being a teenager, it would suddenly mean that everything kind of loses purpose. Kind of just have to acknowledge the current age and be happy with it and enjoy the current situation that you are in. I mean, I have a kid now, right? I would not like to go back to being a teenager and losing the kid. William, you mean the Peugeot? Well, I wish I can beat the McLaren GT3 lap times with this Peugeot. Mavic stop and go in quali or what? I mean, all he has to do is just escape and go out again. The FFB is kind of weak on this car. And the battery is getting filled up too much. Only 1 second of pace. That's better. Well, 1.3. Should have gone for the Toyota. But how can I know that there is actually gonna be no rain? Like, this car would suddenly gain a second pace if it was wet. Ah, that's too wide. Tires are still so cold. Crazy. You know what? Let me go back to rear RB7. What do we have to do to have some temperature? just not heating up? Anyway, 2 more attempts. Was a proper esports lap. I'm getting hauled down by TC somehow. And that's gonna be a cut, right? Yeah. Well, we are having a pit stop in the race, so I can as well practice that. So it was 0.84 fuel ratio, and I'm using 5% per lap energy full push. Alright, well, I can only be happy with P4. If there was rain, or at least a bit of wetness, I would gain a lot. Because of the 150 deploy start. 150 kph, so 84, right? And then I set a little bit less of TC. And then let's see if any rain actually comes. Probably not. A 40-minute race. Minus, let's say, 1 minute pit stop. Yeah, 39 and 60. The lap times were kind of 84s. 28 laps. And I can do 20%. All gonna be easy calc because it's 5% per lap full push. Not rain in the race. Unlucky. I mean, again, maybe it's 20% chance, and then normally it doesn't happen, but maybe it will happen now. Would be just good to have the percentages added there so we could actually see what's going on. Ay, ay, ay. Monitor is Samsung C49 HG. How does it feel to be a parent? I don't know. Hard to describe. Like, I mean, it's feels like finally I'm doing what I'm supposed to do here on this planet. So it feels very, very, very good to be a parent. So I did say 28 laps, right? So I'll be adding virtual energy for 8 laps. On my ARBs. I forgot to put my LMH LCD on the wheel to see the battery. The Toyotas are driving off. Bumpy. these ARBs are very sketchy, but otherwise I don't get any rotation. That's a rear wing. I'm not sure why my ratio just got broken for a lap. Went down to 0.78, but now it's... Ooh! I mean, there was yellow flag, but I didn't expect that. Oof. How did that car get there? I mean, I know that incidents happened there in the past, in real life. We'll see the replay later. I see somebody very unhappy in the chat. Makes sense, yeah, if he got crashed in the midfield and then lost the rear going uphill towards the pits, that explains it. Probably wouldn't have gone for that gap if that was a 6-hour endurance event, but... Funny how heavily dependent the fuel ratio is on the battery. Went down to 40 kilowatts to refill it, and now the ratio is 5% higher. Not sure if that was the best way through, but the gap was open, so had to take it. Why is that guy defending the middle of the road? Couldn't spot any gap. Oh! Oh dear. So that was Chapter getting spun off. I don't know, kind of lucky by the shape of that barrier. We just kind of slingshotted me back onto the road, the correct angle. Finally being able to battle the McLarens, right? And that's a dive from far. I lost so much time. Yeah. 3 seconds and a half to the podium now because of that moment. Yeah, I think I touched the barrier just a little bit, but I don't think I have any damage. That's super unlucky. Like, we were not really losing that much time to the Toyotas ahead, but then P3, P4 Ferrari started to battle heavily. And then we got the worst of the traffic. Now I lost 2 positions because of that. At least I survived. I thought I'm gonna get hit into the rear, but just about didn't. The front just will not go in. Quarter point for cutting the last apex. Interesting. Have not really done that before. Everybody's struggling with this first apex. I hope I'm out fuel saving P3 and P4 by at least a lap here. And it's fuel times 2, so it should count quite a bit when it comes to refuel. That was an interesting rejoin. Wait, Jack crashed? Oh dear. That's gonna be a freebie. Probably. They crashed him out from the lead or what? Don't feel like I should battle now, rather I save fuel, but yeah, don't defend. poor Jack. Orange cut? Oh no, I'm not lifting. Luckily only 1 point. This corner is a problem for the Peugeot because it activates the front wheel drive at 150 and induces severe understeer at the entry. Slipstream. Didn't want to do an Ocon, but I still went for it. Yeah, that's the way to cost yourself over half a second and waste fuel for no reason. Please box. One more lap of this. We have quite a train of cars behind, I see now. Phew. What? Of course. I mean, I saw it coming, so... What? Somebody's getting banned for a week. What a rocket was that? Phew. I mean, I know it was not for me. Maybe it was for the other GT3, but still. I was about to get involved. Wheelbase is, I think at the moment it's set to around 17 Newton meters, but 100% would be 25 Newton meters. But I don't know, at the moment FFB feels weak with this 23 Peugeot. I should have boxed. Or can I get through this traffic now? I can. I think I sent him a bit wide, but well. So we're boxing. No change and should be 7 more laps, right? Spot on brakes. And Malik made it extra laps as well. Figured out my engine shut off. Where is everyone. Yeah, fuel was close. I think energy was fine. Like when I started the lap, it said like 1.6 energy, but 1.0 fuel. So I guess it was fuel that was completely dry. So, but the car was still going 60 on the limiter because it used the battery. Yeah, fuel was a bit marginal. But that's fine. If that happened to the energy, I would have a big penalty now. But yeah, where? I mean, I did go 1 lap longer or 2 laps longer than some others, but it's quite a gap now. In the end, I'm gonna gain a little bit of DR. Who would have expected? Ayus, if you are scared for the finals, it means that you should be studying probably. Although I know the feeling, like I said a couple of times, I felt similar for exams, like I did for esports races. And the only fix I had for myself is to, in that case, go do laps, or well, go study. But doing laps is just inherently more more fun. Although it stops being fun when you have to do a certain lap time consistently as you're practicing quali, but you keep crashing or making mistake or not feeling one with the car, and that's terrible. Probably easier to pass an exam than to win an esports race anyway, so it depends on what kind of exam it is. That was some lucky traffic. So yeah, this race should have had rain, right? Overcast whole time and rain. Yeah, there is a bug. There is for sure a bug. We saw it on Sunday. The forecast changed from overcast to overcast and drizzle, and then to overcast and light rain, but it kept being sunny till the end, and it was like a hosted server for the league, for VMS Pro, but now this is just, well, online system, right? So but something is not right. Interesting, Hachemi. Maybe... Well, maybe it depends on the pit lane, although Interlagos pit lane kind of goes up, so... I still had maybe a 0.01, right? Like it ran out just in the end. So it was helping. It was stuttering probably, engine, but it was still providing just enough power so that with the battery it went to 60. Ah yeah, the BMW acceleration. doesn't exist. Because the engine died right when I parked the car, right, so it must have been the most perfectest of the timings. Luckily I realized I can use the starter button to, well, to make engine go. I don't think it really... Does it start on its own? I mean, if you have the battery, it just starts pulling on the battery, maybe a bit slower, but still it should kickstart the engine, potentially. I never tested it. Well, if I have the button for the starter assigned, why not use it? So I used it. Nobody's using that tarmac there, but it's still usable. You just cannot go full crazy on the inputs, but kind of use it as a chance to lift and coast and just gently go over it to open up the apex. It's very nice. And very broken still. That yellow for? Ah. So many yellows this race. It was actually kind of close to having another lap. I mean, yeah, maybe 10 more seconds for the leader, or... No, actually, it was like 20 more seconds. No, it wasn't close. Well, it's not going to be a win, but this is a lot better than expected. But if it rained, then this Peugeot would be really handy. But it didn't handle as bad as I expected. It's not that much of pace. I mean, you saw in quali, I was 3/10 off, and the lap was kind of good, but I left 1 or 2 tenths around. Speaking like relatively for the amount of prep that one gets for fixed setup race. Yeah, Costas, no rain at all. There is a bug. Something is wrong in LMU. And yeah, I was in the wall at some point, right? Anyway, across the line. GG Malik. Well, he got lucky by GT3 killing Jack. Yeah, let's actually check the replay there. Wonder what happened, and then wonder what happened with that GT3. I I saw my car without a rear wing and I was like, okay, yeah, the car doesn't have a rear wing. Let's find it. Thank you, chat, for the GGs. Much appreciated. I mean, it was kind of a fun race. So first I want to see... So this is... so here I'm already being sent off. Must have been here. Oh yes. So Chapter going... Yeah, I mean... Something about sufficient overlap, like, I mean, in my opinion, if... like the red Ferrari... I mean, the rulebook is how it is, right? In real life, that would be on the yellow Ferrari because he didn't have an overlap before, like at the apex there was not a sufficient overlap. But I mean, in my opinion, if you have such an overspeed, then you actually you effectively have an overlap because like here you have 20 kph more, so of course you will be side by side. But at the same time, the red Ferrari was jumping over the curb, so... that was just... I think space was given, kind of. Although that curb is tricky. That curb is very tricky. And then you try to rejoin. Yeah, that's way too much of an acute angle. And then... that was close. Luckily, he kind of locked... No, he didn't lock the brake. It was just kind of a four-wheel drift in such a way that it went straight before unrolling itself. That was close. I mean, I should have kind of expected them to go right, so I should brake and go for the apex, but he can as well just spin more to the left. And then I try to make it, but there is absolutely no grip here. I just glided, like, it was perfect. Perfect radius. Beautiful. I mean, I don't know how it is in real life. Does that material kind of push you off? But if you drove rental go-kart sometimes, like, they have this tire barrier with this kind of material over the top, which kind of just bumps you off. It doesn't pull you in. Wait, was that... Where is... Ah, Mabix. Was kind of a cheeky defense there from me. But I just about put the car in the most perfect spot to make him think twice. Not to go for it. Okay, that's one problem, and then how can I find the other one? I mean, it was maybe a slightly slower lap. Timing. That was lap 13. I don't even know how to find it. Was that the moment where Jack got killed? Ah. What even? Like... What was that? Like... Yeah, the BMW just sits here, gives space, but... scrolling the wrong way around. Is that like attempted murder or what? Like he calculated perfectly how much he has to crash the poor BMW into poor Jack to spin him around. Yeah, bumper cars. Yeah, I mean that was perfectly calculated. The perfect speed. Was that the guy who then? Oh, he surely spent a lot of time in the pits. Yeah, I don't know how to find. To scroll every lap to find that guy. That's a bit difficult to look at. To find the guy who went flat out into my side. But maybe if I click around I'll get lucky. No, that was after the pit. I think I got sent before the pit stop, right? That was it. That was it. Yeah, that's already like an attempted murder. I mean, like, Mr. Pierce. I just saw it coming here, like I was ready. But I didn't saw this coming. Insane. Well, conveniently the server shuts off at this point, so let's see. I hope I gained some rating. 0. What do we have to do to at least see some plus somewhere? I don't know. In iRacing you have to be kind of like top. If you're top 10, you will gain. Although I mean, okay, I'm top of gold 1, so happens. I'm gonna be gold 2 for the 3rd time. Back to gold 2 next time, hopefully. DQ. Report. Oh. Post-race reporting. Unsportsmanlike. Race. I don't remember. I guess I'm gonna shut off the stream and time is optional. Oh, nice. I see. Thank you. Well, then I'm gonna do it on stream. What should I write? Well, attempted murder money. More gaan onze laten into the steer. Just realized I said the steer because steer is 4 in Slovenian. Well, submit. My first report is complete. Do I get my gold 2 now? Anyway, I have to send a little bit of a trace to the devs because that rain should have been rain. And that cloud should have been a cloud, but we had a clear race. Anyway, it's time to stop. Well, guys. Copy Mika, thank you. Well, I clicked already. So Dan and Andy will find it. Well, till next time, which will be probably on Sunday for round 5 of VMS Pro. It's gonna be 1 hour sprint race around, I have no idea which track. Fuji, Monza, I don't know. Thank you for the likes, for the subs, for the chat. Was a fun one, even though I went kind of negative and didn't really win anything, but was a good one. See you, good night, bye bye.